Here's what these signs actually mean. You actually know what your chicken's body is trying to tell you before it's too late. Most backyard keepers watch their flock every single day and still miss the signs, because a chicken's whole survival strategy is built around hiding weakness. In the wild, a sick bird that limps or slows down is the first one a predator picks off. So chickens learn to mask pain until they physically can't anymore. That means by the time a sign is obvious to you, your bird has usually been struggling in silence for days. Read these 8 signals the wrong way, which most owners do, and you lose the one window you have to actually help her. Let's start with a sign almost everyone dismisses as nothing. 1. The pale comb. Ever noticed your hen's comb looking dull, grayish, or washed out instead of that deep glossy red? That is not a color quirk. A healthy comb is flushed with blood because it's packed with vessels close to the surface. When that vivid red fades, it usually means her blood supply is compromised, often from internal parasites, a heavy mite infestation draining her, or anemia building up quietly underneath normal-looking feathers. Poultry health references like the Merck Veterinary Manual list comb pallor as one of the earliest visible markers of a bird under real physiological stress. So when you catch a faded comb, don't wait for a second symptom to confirm it. Check under her wings and around the vent for parasites that same day. 2. Puffed up feathers. A chicken fluffed out like a round little ball, sitting hunched instead of foraging, is not getting cozy. Birds fluff their feathers to trap body heat, and a healthy chicken only needs to do that in genuinely cold weather. When she's puffing up on a mild afternoon while everyone else forages normally, her body is telling you she's burning energy trying to regulate a fever or fight off an infection. That hunch is her version of pulling a blanket over herself because something inside isn't working right. 3. Isolating from the flock. Chickens are wired for the group. A hen who suddenly peels off from the flock, hides near the coop instead of ranging with the others, or won't come out at all, is doing something that goes against every social instinct she has. In flock dynamics, sickness gets punished. Weaker birds get pecked and pushed out, so a sick hen's best move is often to disappear before the flock notices. If your bird is choosing isolation over the safety of numbers, take that as a serious signal, not shyness. 4. Sleepy or half-closed eyes during the day. A chicken with heavy, drooping eyelids in daylight hours, especially paired with sitting still instead of scratching around, is showing you a body that's redirecting energy inward. Just like the pale comb, this is a whole system response, not a personality trait. A healthy hen is alert almost constantly because predators don't wait for a convenient moment. When alertness disappears, something underneath is pulling her focus away from watching the yard. And hold on to that idea of energy being pulled inward because it connects directly to the sign almost every owner catches too late, the one we'll close with. By the way, if this is the first time you're catching these signals in your own flock, hit subscribe now, because the next 3 signs are the ones that sneak past almost every backyard keeper, including experienced ones. 5. Back off, and I mean it. Labored or open mouth breathing. Watch for a chicken standing with her beak slightly open, tail pumping with each breath, or making a faint clicking or wheezing sound. Chickens don't pant like dogs to cool down under normal conditions. When you see open mouth breathing that isn't tied to extreme heat, her respiratory system is working overtime, which can point to anything from a mild upper respiratory infection to something far more serious that spreads fast through a flock. This is one of the few signs on this list where waiting even a day or 2 can cost you more than one bird, so separate her from the rest at the first sign of it. 6. She stopped laying. A sudden drop in egg production, especially in a hen who's been reliable, is her body making a triage decision. Egg production is metabolically expensive, and when something is wrong internally, her system pulls resources away from laying first to protect basic survival functions. It's not stubbornness, and it's not the season shifting on its own. Track how many days it's been and whether it lines up with any of the other signs on this list. 7. Abnormal droppings. Runny, discolored, bloody, or foul-smelling droppings are one of the most reliable internal signals a chicken can give you, because droppings reflect exactly what's happening in her gut in real time. Occasional variation is normal. Consistent abnormal droppings across multiple days point toward parasites, bacterial issues, or dietary imbalance that needs attention. Extension poultry science programs consistently flag droppings as one of the fastest, most accessible health checks a backyard keeper has. No equipment required, just paying attention. And here's the final sign, the one almost every owner reads completely backwards. 8. No appetite. A chicken who walks right past food, or pecks at it half-heartedly and walks away, isn't being picky. People assume a healthy chicken should simply eat when hungry. So when a bird skips a meal, most owners shrug it off as a mood or a full crop from earlier. That assumption is exactly backwards. A chicken's drive to eat is one of the strongest instincts she has, because in the wild, missing meals means falling behind the flock in strength. When that drive switches off, it means something in her body has overridden survival instinct itself, which is one of the clearest signals that something is seriously wrong. This is the sign most people accidentally ignore the longest, because it looks like nothing happening, when really, it's the loudest signal on this entire list. So the next time you walk out to the coop, don't just glance and move on. Look for the comb color, the posture, whether she's with the flock, how she's breathing, whether the eggs and the droppings look right, and whether she's actually eating. Catching even one of these signs early is often the difference between a quick recovery and losing a bird you could have saved.